4e top. Il sera exactement 0 heure, 0 minute, 0 seconde.
J'ai deux motifs quand je travaille, deux poursuites. Je poursuis la liberté et je poursuis le plaisir. Parce que j'ai horreur de travailler. D'abord, faire un bon travail. Ce qui m'intéresse, c'est des idées. Ah, on me dit, vous avez abandonné la photographie maintenant. Vous ne faites plus la photographie, vous faites la peinture. Je dis, mais non, je n'ai pas abandonné la photographie. Je le fais depuis 35 ans et j'ai fait la peinture depuis 35 ans. Moi, je suis un homme qui mène une vie double. Et je peux faire les mêmes choses en photographie que je peux faire en peinture. Il n'y a pas de limite. On appelle ça quelquefois une tricherie. Mais moi, je dis, la tricherie d'aujourd'hui sont les vérités de demain.
In this 1932 self-portrait, the wristwatch is not a gratuitous detail. It echoes the artist's concentrated, absorbed gaze, marking the passage of time. Photography is all about time. For the photographer, time is a matter of life and death. Life and death can be a joke, especially when, like Man Ray, you possess such an acute sense of time and timing. But they are truths nonetheless. The poet Tristan Tzara wouldn't deny it, nor would this goddess of love for hire, a herald of death. The same notion that time is the master of photographic art underlies this curious self-portrait published in February 1923 in André Breton's magazine Littérature. The self-portrait is called Monsieur Inventeur Constructeur 6 secondes. The photographer is a man whose fingerprints are expressed in fractions of a minute. His eyes are cogs, precision mechanisms. His nose is a metronome, beating time. My mother told me I made my first man on paper when I was 3. So begins Man Ray's memoir, published as self-portrait.
Allow me to introduce myself. This is Man Ray, American-born, who chose France as his most permanent home.
Man Ray's life was simple, a 4-beat waltz. The first beat was America, the second France, the third America, and the fourth France again. He was born in Philadelphia on August the 27th, 1890. At 31 he left New York for Paris. He was 50 when he fled the war in 1940 to seek refuge in Hollywood. At 61, in 1951, he returned to live in Paris, where he died in 1976 at the age of 86. In all, he lived 42 years in America and 44 in France. His first major work was this patchwork, made in 1911 from 110 fabric samples he'd found in his parents' garment factory. Somewhere between cubism and abstraction, it's a resolutely modern object. He signed it Man Ray, an alias drawn from his own name. This work is an original departure from his early paintings. They had mirrored his successive discoveries of Cézanne, Matisse, Picasso and Cubism. In 1913, he moved to Ridgefield, a small town in New Jersey with an artists' colony. There he rented a timber house and lived with Adon Lacroix, a Belgian poet with whom he was in love. They married in May 1914. She taught him French and introduced him to Baudelaire, Lautréamont, Rimbaud, Mallarmé, Apollinaire. She wrote poetry, which he made into calligrams. In Ridgefield in 1915, Man Ray first met French artist Marcel Duchamp, who had just come to New York to visit his American admirers. His nude descending a staircase had created a sensation at the first International Modern Art Show in New York 2 years earlier. Man and Marcel immediately became friends and left the party to play chess. It was the start of a great friendship and a chess rivalry that would last all their lives. Without making chess the key to his art as Duchamp did, Man Ray was a keen player. He always kept a chess set in his studio, usually of his own creation. He made many chess sets throughout his life. He liked using them in his self-portraits and as props in his photos. He reproduced them in his paintings. He enlarged and transformed them into objets d'art. But let's return to 1916. Adon Lacroix and Man Ray split up. Man Ray moves to New York. There he meets Marcel Duchamp again. Duchamp is experimenting with roto-relief, machines that create pictures in space as they revolve.